Chairman of the Board, Sir Edwin R. Garcia, sir, the President-in-Chief, Dr. Arnulfo Q. Jr., sir, the Executive Vice President, Mrs. Violeta Q. ma'am, the Registrar, Dr. Arnulfo M. Sr., sir, the Head of the Academic Council, Mrs. Jeleni I. Engineer Jeleni I. ma'am, and our guest speaker, Lydia Karen Catalina G. Zaldivar, ma'am, our department heads, faculty members, dear parents, relatives, friends, guests, and fellow graduates, a joyful afternoon to all of us. Exactly 368 days ago, I was up there, sitting on the bleachers with my father. It was the afternoon of my sister's moving out ceremonies, and I remember gazing fondly at the white and blue sea of grade 10 completers and senior high school graduates of GCP. The hall was filled with happiness and anticipation because the students are finally going to reap their hard-earned reward. It was a magnificent scene to behold, but in the midst of it all, my vision began to blur, and a sinking feeling began to form within. If you had watched Inside Out, you can say that aside from joy, two more emotions were at the console that time. Sadness was there because I had flashbacks of the past that made everything bittersweet. Countless what-ifs plagued my mind, and one of those is, what if walked like a COVID? Would I have my own core memory of a vivid graduation experience that I could have shared with my friends, family, and loved ones? Fear was also present. I was afraid because I wasn't sure if I would graduate in time. I doubted the foundation that I had established during my first few years in college. Would it be enough for me to pass, or would I have to extend my stay in GCP? Despite all of my fears and worries, I did my best to cast them all away in order not to ruin the momentous occasion. Ilulugar ko muna yung pag-emote ko kasi hindi ako main character today. I whispered to myself that time. But sitting side by side with my father, I then remembered who I was fighting for. I want to graduate because I want to finally take my turn and give back to my parents who worked tirelessly to provide for our needs, who did their best to hide their own struggles so that we won't have any excess burden to carry, and who made me feel that every part of me is loved, appreciated, embraced, understood, and accepted. I would also love to see the smiles of my grandparents who boosted our morale and self-esteem every day through their hugs and kisses, who prioritized our welfare before theirs all the time, and who imparted teachings and golden virtues that honed me holistically. I also want to remain as a good role model to my sister, who brought joy in times when there are feelings I find it hard to express, and who defended me in times when I cannot even defend myself. Graduating would also be a way for me to thank my aunties, uncles, and cousins for their never-ending support, and for the acts of encouragement and words of affirmation that revitalized me when college life drained me to the core. And I had to graduate because pautangin ko ba ang mga accounting angels ko, and we even have plans of working our own accounting firm in the future. My friends, my childhood friends, my friends in elementary and junior high, senior high, and college are rooting for me ever since. I want to make them all proud, as well as all the individuals who believed in me and who fought for me dauntlessly. At that time, I realized that I was only terrified because I thought that I was alone, but I was mistaken. I was never alone. I had all of them by my side, and I had him. And by his grace, a sad and paranoid one who was merely sitting up there is now standing here in front of me a year and 2 days later. Being a Garcian for exactly a decade, I could say that I have grown along this group, and it is a very big privilege for me.